Hello everybody! Okay, so I had such a good time making the hair tutorial and I asked everyone what they would want to see from me in future videos, and pretty much unanimously everybody said they wanted to see a makeup tutorial. So that is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to give you just kind of like the basic Daya Betty face. Let's get started. First off, you have to glue your brows down. I'm gonna glue my eyebrows. So while I wait for my eyebrows to kind of like dry, I use that time to put on some primer. So I just use this Smashbox primer. That's like my first primer that I set down. After I use that, I go in with this e.l.f. poreless primer. I don't know if you're supposed to like layer primers, but I do. I do like beard coverage. Not that I grow like a thick beard or anything, but I do have a lot of like discoloration around my mouth. I just get an orange eyeshadow. A lot of people use like lipstick, or they use some sort of orange or red cream. Just make one big beard. Once I have like enough put on my skin, I just take my fingers and I like kind of rub it in. I don't know what this does, but I always do it. So one last layer of glue and then I think I'm done. I'm just going to set that with some powder, and then you are just gonna sit for a second and wait for that to kind of soak the powder in so it really keeps those big old bushy eyebrows down. So I start with my eyebrows. I actually just draw my eyebrows and then I cut them. Pretty much any time I do eyebrows, I use black. I don't know why. Even if I have like bright blonde hair, I'll use a black cream. And I draw like the bottom line first. Someone taught me a long time ago that if you start with your non-dominant side, it's easier to recreate it on your dominant side. Did I just do that? No. But that's a tip that you guys should follow. It's a little bit easier to match your eyebrows and like the height of them. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, good enough. But then we're gonna do the top of the eyebrow just to kind of complete the shape before we start coloring it in. If it's thicker on one side, it's really not a huge deal because you're gonna carve it out with white cream anyway. Little messy, that's all right. We're gonna go in now with our white cream. I always start underneath. My hands are shaky. Sorry, I like to get really close to the mirror when I do my makeup. You know, I think I have 20/20 vision, but for some reason I can't see very far away, so I have to get like super close. Now I'm gonna do it on top. So I'm gonna start with that white again, and I'm gonna go till about like the high point of my eyebrow with the white. I'm gonna take my TV4 paint stick, my cream that I use all over my face, and I'm going to just do the tail. My eyebrows are like pretty much where I want them to be. The next part that I do is foundation. I actually just use my skin tone foundation and then a white foundation. So I just put the skin tone literally all over. First off, I do it where my beard is because I want to really make sure that I get that covered. That sound is disgusting. Am I gonna have to like rate this video like PG-13 for the sound of my sponge hitting my skin? And make sure you get those ears. Some people contour the shit out of their face. My whole theory on contouring is if you are blessed with like high and elevated cheekbones, or if you have like a pretty decent structure to your face, I don't think you need to contour a whole bunch. And I don't really contour my cheeks because I feel like they're fine without it. I'm gonna go ahead and do my nose contour. With my nose, what I do is I literally start at the top. I'm drawing like a triangle all the way down my long nose. I think that's good enough. That's like generally the shape that I do. And then if I want it any skinnier, I'll just really pinch my nose with like my powder contour. Okay, and then I just do a circle here, and then I do some white here, and then I just blend it. I'm gonna take that white again and just draw a line with all the way down the side of my nose. And then I'll go a little bit under my nose. Ding! The next step, Crystal goes in with color first and like does like liquid color as a base before she sets her face. I don't do the color for my eyeshadow, but I do my eyeliner. Go back in with the same brush that I used for my eyebrows, and I just start on the ends of my eyes and just determine like the angle of my liner first, and I try to match it. I'm gonna need to get a mirror. After I have like the angle of my liner determined, I draw like the basic shape over the entirety of my eyelid. And the reason that I do all of my eyeliner before I set my face is because once I set it with powder, I go in with the color for my eyeshadow, and I can really get like saturated color without it mixing into the black cream, because a lot of times it gets muddy if it mixes. And then once we have our basic shape of our liner, we just color it in. Does it look sloppy? Yes. Does it matter? No. The most important part of any drag eye is to have black underneath. I start like the inner corner of my eye, and I determine how big I want like that space to be. And then once you do that, you just connect the black. Perfect! So this is what my eye looks like before I set my face. This is just like a foundation for what you're going to be doing to the rest of your eye later. Now, I set underneath my eyebrows first with some white powder. And then I go in with, on the rest of my face with just the Coty Airspun powder. So now, my whole face is covered in powder. It is like the weirdest sensation ever. Take a big fluffy brush and dust all that powder off, okay? The next step that I do, I go in with my bronzing palette, and I kind of add some warmth, and I just kind of rub some of the colors together. And then I start contouring with those powders. Make sure you get that neck. Ugh. I'm just gonna do a little bit of defining my nose. I don't do a whole bunch. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my fluffier brush and just kind of blend out those edges. Get some white powder, and you're going to cut the shit out of your nose. So I just go kind of on top of where I have just contoured my nose, and doop. It's like, I'm going to do my eyeshadow. I think the color that I use most frequently would have to be reds, so I'm gonna do a red, like red eyes. You're gonna take your brush and just pack a little bit of red on that brush. Create just like a defining shape. When you start using the eyeshadow to block out or kind of like map out where your cut crease is going to be, that's what I kind of start doing first. And then I start blending it up a little bit, just because I hate having just like a line of color. And then you're just gonna match exactly what you did on the other side. I use a pink to kind of blend out the red. Find like a darker red, or even like maybe even like a dark purple. All I'm gonna do is do basically the same thing I was doing with my original red color. Then we're going to start adding some black to the rest of the eye. We're gonna kind of blend it into the red. I just kind of pack it on little by little. You're gonna need like a smaller angled brush for underneath. Don't be afraid to really go in and go ham. And I take the eyeshadow all the way around. And this is where you kind of blend out all of those imperfections that you might have been worried about when you were drawing your eyeliner shape. You know, I said that I think my eyebrows take the longest to do, but I think I lied. I think my eyeshadow might take the longest. You are going to put some white cream in the negative spaces that we have kind of created. Let's do the cut crease first. Follow that shape. You see like this shape that we've created? You're just gonna follow that with like your white cream. Same thing on the other side. Sorry you guys, I've drank so much coffee today. You know, like when you drink so much coffee, your stomach hurts? That's happening to me right now. So once you do that, you're gonna move on to the tear duct area. Just take some white setting powder and then you're just gonna like pack it on to those areas. What up? I'm doing a makeup tutorial right now.
Oh, am I interrupting?
Yeah, but you can be on it.
Hey, it's just me, Dagan Michelle, wiping my ass.
Venmo, Dag, and Michelle. Alright, okay, well I'm gonna go because I want to get this done today.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. We're gonna like add a little bit of color to the end of our nose. Take our red that we used on our eyes, add a little bit of color so it looks like our nose maybe was kissed by the sun, or we picked our nose so much that it started to bleed and now our entire nose is red. We're gonna add the little dot to our nose. Cool, and then you're just gonna put some white powder on top of that. Blush, blush, blush. So for blush, just use eyeshadow. I use eyeshadow for literally everything. And since I did like a red eye, I think the blush I'm gonna use is gonna be more of like, maybe like an orangey-ish color. But I just kind of put it at the top of my cheeks and then I kind of blend it into my eyeshadow. I'm not a huge highlighter girl just because I have a lot of texture to my skin. Thanks, Mom. But I am going to use this Kat Von D and this Interstellar palette. There is a shade at the very top. I don't know what it's called. Gravitron. I'll use just this big fluffy brush. Spray it. Spray your face. The sensation of water spraying from a bottle onto my skin, I don't like it. And I don't know why. I just think it's such a weird sensation. Once your thing is coated, you're just gonna put it on your skin a little bit, and look how pretty that is mixed in with orange blush. Now, lip time. I have a dark, kind of like a neutral red that I use, and then I use like a NYX Liquid Suede Pink lipstick in the center. I actually start at the base. I don't draw my lips out. I know Lux and Crystal both draw them kind of out and then the shape, but I start at the actual corner of my lip. And then same thing on the bottom. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take that same color and just like the corners, I'm going to color. Now we're gonna use that other lipstick and we're just gonna go into the center, like, like that, and then kind of blend it with your finger. And the contouring is really what makes the lip look perfect. You're gonna take some white powder and just set the middle, and you're gonna get some red. Again, probably the same red that I used in my eyes. Go around the pink. Remember like in grade school when you would create tie-dye, or you'd like make tie-dye with markers and you would start with like, you know, one color and then you go around and then you go around that color. That's kind of what I do on my lips. I do like a tie-dye sort of thing. Add some black to the corners of our lips and it's really gonna like make our lips look
extra juicy.
Look how big my lips look. Kind of clean that shape up. Much better. After you add mascara, and let me repeat, after you add mascara, we're going to add lashes. Please use mascara. It drives me nuts. I always go where my natural lash is, and I put like the inside corner of my lash on my actual lashes, and then I lift it up. Lashes really are like the hardest thing ever to do. Okay, next we're gonna do bottom lashes. And with bottom lashes, the trick is, well, there is no trick. So both of my bottom lashes are on. Basically, the last part of my makeup is I add a couple like moles. Then generally I do one on the other side that's a little bit higher. And then I do one at the top of one of my eyebrows. So I'm gonna do it there. Okay, you guys, so the last step that I do when I do my makeup is I put on a wig cap, which I have just put on. So I look really scary. And then I actually tape my face. The reason I tape my face is because one, sometimes my eyebrows are a little uneven and like I think this one could be pulled up a little bit. And because naturally I have lines on my face that I kind of want to like also get rid of. And you're going to just wrap that around your head like a headband. Bam. Get like a medium-sized piece of duct tape that you're going to put it from the center all the way down the back. You're gonna do another medium-sized piece, and you're just gonna do it from side to side. And then the fun part is you're going to take your super glue. I'm using Gorilla Glue. And then you're just going to super glue the end of a piece of duct tape. You take that piece that's super glued, and I always say like at the edge of the ear and the edge of the eyebrow, set that. Take both ends and going to kind of pull it at whatever angle I want. And now, but like look how snatched the side of my face looks. I'm gonna go put on my outfit and you're gonna get to see what all of this craziness looks like with my outfit and my wig on. Alright guys, so this is pretty much a Daya Betty face. If you were to go to the club on a Friday night or, you know, go to Taco Bell after the club on a Friday night and see me, this is probably what I would look like. I'd probably actually be a little bit more lit. You know, originally my channel was intended to be a hairstyling like tutorial kind of channel, but you know, I'm listening to your feedback. If you're wanting to see more makeup, let me know. If you're wanting to see more hairstyling, let me know. Also, if you don't know this, I am now on Cameo, so you can book a private little video with me. Please don't make it sexualized and disgusting, and don't ask me to do inappropriate things because I will not do them. Buy a Cameo for me. I try to knock them out at least like 3 times a week, so you usually get it within about 2 days. You know, I want to see what this looks like on your beautiful face, because if, you know, I can do makeup on my face and it looks good, then it's definitely gonna look good on your face. So tag me on Instagram, or you can tag me on Twitter, and let me see, you know, what you look like with my makeup on your face. Anyway, I had a great time making this tutorial for you. Please, please, please let me know what you want to see from me in the future, and I am happy to do so. I am yours. I love you guys. Thanks for all the love. Have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!